Her phone is face down on the table, but she keeps glancing at it like it's calling her name. Not because she's waiting on her friends, not because she's bored, because she's waiting on you. She doesn't want to admit it, but her mind is stuck on one thing. Why you haven't texted. Why you didn't react the way other men react. Why you didn't flutter with compliments. Why you didn't try to convince her you're worthy. Why you made her laugh, made her feel seen, then went quiet, and went back to your life like she was just a part of your day instead of the entire meaning of it. That's not games. That's not acting hard. That's the kind of calm, masculine presence that makes a woman curious without making her feel unsafe. If you've ever wanted to be that man, like the video right now, because this is going to change the way you move around women for the rest of your life. Most men ruin attraction because they think being mysterious means being confusing. They think mystery is silence. They think mystery is disrespect. They think mystery is disappearing. They think mystery is acting like you don't care. And then they wonder why women lose trust, lose comfort, and stop taking them seriously. That's why this video is called How to Be Mysterious Without Acting Weird. Because there is a difference between being intriguing and being immature. There's a difference between having depth and having issues. There's a difference between having a life and pretending you're too busy. Mystery done right feels masculine. Mystery done wrong feels childish. Here's the truth. Women don't get obsessed with a man because he ignores them. They get obsessed with a man because he feels like a world they can't fully explore in one sitting. Because he has layers. Because he has restraint. Because he has standards. Because he has emotional discipline. Because he can be present with them without losing himself in them. That's what creates attraction. Not coldness, not mind games, presence plus restraint, warmth plus boundaries, interest plus self-respect. If you're the kind of man who's been too available before, too easy to read, too eager to explain, hit that like button because you're about to learn how to shift your energy without becoming fake. And if you've ever tried to be mysterious and ended up feeling like a robot, comment balance, because that's the word that matters. Balance is everything. The moment you understand that, you stop swinging between extremes and you start moving like a man women take seriously. Most men are trapped in extremes. They're either the open book who tells her everything too fast and becomes predictable, or they're the cold statue who gives her nothing and becomes untrustworthy. One makes her bored. The other makes her anxious. Neither makes her deeply attracted. The man who wins is the man who makes her feel safe while still keeping her curious, safe enough to relax, curious enough to chase. That's the formula. And let me say it clearly. Mystery is not about hiding. Mystery is about not oversharing. Mystery is about not performing. Mystery is about letting a woman earn access to deeper parts of you. Mystery is about having parts of your life that don't revolve around her. Mystery is about being the kind of man who has a mission, a routine, and a world that existed before she arrived and will continue even if she leaves. That's what makes you magnetic. Because women don't want a man who's waiting for them. They want a man who's building something and inviting them into it. A woman's attraction is fueled by emotion, and emotion is fueled by tension. Not toxic tension, not anxiety, healthy tension, the tension of curiosity, the tension of wondering what you're thinking, the tension of feeling like you're not fully predictable, the tension of not being able to press a button and get a reaction every time. That's what keeps her mentally engaged. When she can predict everything you do, she stops thinking about you. When she can predict your texts, your schedule, your reactions, your emotions, she stops wondering. And when she stops wondering, she starts drifting. A lot of men don't realize this because men love stability in a different way. Men love consistency. Men love straightforwardness. Men love knowing where they stand. Women love that too, but women also love mystery because mystery makes them feel emotion. The same way you might watch a movie you can't predict. You stay locked in because you don't know what's coming next. You're curious, you're invested, you're emotionally engaged. Predictable is boring. Predictable is background noise. Predictable is the same old song. Mystery keeps her attention alive. But here's the danger. When men hear that, they think the solution is to become unpredictable and inconsistent. That is not mystery. That's chaos. And chaos doesn't create attraction in a healthy woman. Chaos creates trauma bonding. Chaos creates anxious attachment. Chaos creates emotional addiction. And you might get attention that way, but it will destroy you and it will destroy her. Love delusion isn't here to teach you how to be toxic. It's here to teach you how to be powerful and respected. If you want to be powerful without being toxic, subscribe right now, because this channel is going to sharpen you. Now, let's get into what makes a man mysterious without acting weird. It starts with identity. The mysterious man has a strong identity. He knows who he is. He doesn't shapeshift to impress. He doesn't over-explain to be liked. He doesn't rush intimacy. He doesn't beg for connection. He's comfortable in silence. He's comfortable not being understood immediately. He's comfortable letting a woman wonder. Most men aren't comfortable with that. They want to be understood right now. They want her to know they're a good guy right now. They want her to feel secure right now. And that urgency is what kills attraction. The mysterious man doesn't rush to prove his value. He knows his value, and because he knows it, he doesn't need her to confirm it. That's the root of mystery. Confidence without performance. Now I want to go into first-person perspective. I've been on both sides. I've been the man who overshared too quickly because I thought it meant intimacy. I've been the man who tried to explain everything about myself so she could feel safe. I've been the man who responded instantly every time. I've been the man who made her feel like she was my whole world. And I've also been the man who learned restraint, the man who learned to pause, the man who learned to let a woman earn access, the man who learned to have a life so full that my attention wasn't something I gave away casually. And the difference in how women responded was crazy. Not because I became cold, but because I became grounded. I remember one situation clearly. I met a woman who was used to men chasing. She was used to attention, used to compliments, used to men spilling their whole heart just to get a chance. And the first day we talked, I didn't do any of that. I was warm, I was present, I was playful, but I wasn't thirsty. I didn't ask a million questions. I didn't try to prove I was different. I didn't over-text. I didn't try to lock her down. I simply enjoyed the conversation, and then I went back to my life. The next day, she texted me first. The day after that, she texted me again. And I realized something. Women chase when they feel like they haven't fully won you yet. They don't chase what they already own. That's mystery. Not ignoring her. Not manipulating. Just not being desperate. There's a man named Marcus. Marcus isn't the tallest guy. He isn't the richest guy. He isn't the loudest guy. But women are drawn to him. Why? Because Marcus has a presence. When Marcus talks, he doesn't rush. He doesn't fill silence with nervous chatter. He listens. He makes eye contact. He speaks with intention. He's calm. He doesn't try to convince women. He doesn't chase. He doesn't perform. He gives energy, but he doesn't give all of it. He's warm, but he's not needy. And women can't figure him out right away. They want to know more. They want to unlock more. They want to see what's behind the calm. Marcus starts dating a woman named Selena. Selena is used to controlling men with emotion. She's used to pushing buttons. She's used to getting reactions. She's used to creating drama and watching men fold. But Marcus doesn't fold. When Selena tries to test him, he stays calm. When Selena tries to pull away to make him chase, he doesn't chase. When Selena tries to create chaos, he doesn't react emotionally. He simply stays solid. And because he stays solid, Selena becomes more feminine, more cooperative, more respectful. She starts choosing him more because he's mysterious but not weird. He's consistent but not predictable. He's stable but not boring. You might be the man who wants to be Marcus. You might be tired of being too easy to read, too eager, too available. And you might think the answer is to start acting distant. But listen to me. The answer is not distance. The answer is depth. The answer is having a life. The answer is having standards. The answer is restraint. The answer is emotional discipline. A mysterious man is not hidden. He is selective. He doesn't hide his emotions. He controls them. He doesn't hide his interest. He expresses it without losing himself. He doesn't hide his intentions. He simply doesn't overinvest too early. That's the difference between mystery and weirdness. Now let's go into the biggest mistake men make when trying to be mysterious. They become inconsistent. They text one day, disappear for 2 days, then come back like nothing happened. They think that's mysterious. It's not. It's unreliable. And unreliable men don't build trust. Women might be curious at first, but curiosity turns into anxiety and then into resentment. A healthy woman doesn't want a man who disappears. She wants a man who has his life together. So the goal is not to be inconsistent. The goal is to be consistent in your character, but unpredictable in your details, consistent in your energy, consistent in your values, consistent in your standards, but not giving her access to everything instantly, not being an open book on day one, not revealing your whole heart in week one, not letting her know she has you locked in before she earns it. Women lose interest when they feel like they already have you. That's not cruelty. That's human nature. People don't value what feels guaranteed. People value what they can lose. So if you give her your full devotion too early, you remove the chase, you remove the curiosity, you remove the tension, and then you're confused when she starts drifting. Now I want to talk about predictability. Predictability isn't always bad. You want to be predictable in the sense that you're stable, that you show up, that you communicate, that you're consistent. But you don't want to be predictable in the sense that she can control you, that she knows exactly how you'll react to everything, that she can press your buttons, that she can disrespect you and you'll still chase. That predictability is weakness. The man who is too predictable becomes manageable. Women don't respect manageable men. They respect men who lead, men who have boundaries, men who are not controlled by emotion, men who can walk away. That's mystery. The mystery of, I don't fully control him. The mystery of, I can't fully predict him. That's what creates attraction. How do you become mysterious without acting weird? It starts with 3 core pillars: depth, boundaries, and purpose. Depth means you have layers, you have passions, you have interests, you have experiences, you have wisdom, you have a life. Boundaries means you don't tolerate disrespect, you don't overshare, you don't over-explain, you don't chase, you don't beg. Purpose means you are busy building something. You're not waiting by the phone. You're not living for her attention. You have goals, you have discipline, you have direction. When you combine those, mystery happens naturally. A man with depth is never boring because he has substance. He can talk about more than women, more than dating, more than his feelings. He has vision, he has ideas, he has knowledge, he has experiences. Women love that. A deep man feels like a world. A shallow man feels like an app, easy to scroll and forget. I once met a man who didn't say much, but when he spoke, people listened. Not because he was trying to dominate, because he had depth, he had lived, he had built, he had learned. He didn't need to talk constantly. He didn't need to prove he was smart. He was just solid. That man was mysterious, not because he was quiet, but because he had substance behind the quiet. Silence with substance is mystery. Silence without substance is just awkward. Boundaries create mystery because they limit access. If everyone can access you easily, there's no mystery. If a woman can get all of your attention with no effort, there's no mystery. Boundaries make her earn you. Boundaries make her respect you. Boundaries communicate value. And value creates attraction. Purpose creates mystery because it makes you unavailable in a healthy way, not fake busy, Not pretend busy, real busy. Busy building, busy improving, busy working, busy in the gym, busy reading, busy creating, busy living. A man with purpose is mysterious because his life is full. You can't fully access him because he's not waiting, and women love that because it feels masculine. Now, let's talk about the moment men act weird, trying to be mysterious. They start acting like they're above her. They start acting arrogant. They start acting cold. They start acting fake. They start withholding basic communication. They start being rude. They start treating her like she's a fan. That's weird. That's insecurity disguised as mystery. True mystery comes from calm confidence, not arrogance. Calm confidence says, I like you, but I don't need you. Calm confidence says, I'm here, but I'm not desperate. Calm confidence says, I'm interested, but I'm not obsessed. Calm confidence says, I'm warm, but I have boundaries. That's the balance. Now, if you want to keep her curious, you must control access. You don't give full access too quickly. That means you don't reveal all your traumas on the first date. That means you don't tell her your whole life story in week 1. That means you don't talk all day every day before she earns that level of access. That means you don't make her your therapist. That means you don't dump your emotions on her constantly. Men think emotional dumping is intimacy. It's not. It's burden. It's desperation. It's attachment. A mysterious man reveals himself slowly, not because he's hiding, but because he's selective. He understands that intimacy must be earned, and women respect that. Women are naturally curious. They love discovering a man over time. They love feeling like they're unlocking him. That's feminine energy. The woman wants to feel like she's earning your layers. But if you hand her everything instantly, there's nothing to earn. If you've ever overshared too fast and then felt her interest drop, like the video, because that's exactly what happened. You removed the discovery. So let's talk about texting. Texting is where most men lose mystery. They text too much, they explain too much, they chase too much, they respond too fast, they make themselves too available. They use texting to get validation. They use texting to feel close. And women feel that neediness. A mysterious man doesn't live in her phone. He visits her phone. He doesn't build the relationship through texts. He builds it through presence. He uses texting for logistics and light energy, not emotional dependency. He doesn't argue over text. He doesn't pour his heart out over text. He doesn't send paragraphs when she sends LOL. He doesn't chase a response. He doesn't panic when she's slow. He stays calm. That calmness creates mystery because she can't read his emotional state through the phone. She can't control him through delayed responses. She can't manage him through attention. He's stable. He's not reactive. That's attractive. If you want to be mysterious without being weird, stop trying to create mystery through absence. Create mystery through presence with restraint. Show up, but don't overdo it. Be warm, but don't be needy. Be consistent, but don't be available 24/7. That's the balance. If you want more videos like this, subscribe. Because this channel is going to keep sharpening you until women can't play with you anymore.